So guys, bit of a dilemma. My Metalbo bandsaw has a problem. Let me show you. What's happened on here is the tyre got stuck to the blade. Now, I've had this about, I don't know, I've had it over 10 years, probably 12. So, I've never had a problem with it. And I went to use it the other day. I was putting some trim on. I've just plastered staircase and replastered staircase and painted it, and I need some trim. So, and cutting out little bits for trim. This is the ideal tool. And it's been cold at winter. It's over 10 years old, and the rubber on the tyre got stuck to the blade. Now, it could also have been the fact that there was some resin or something on it. I don't know whether I can find it there. Like you see, it's stuck to it. I went to use it, it won't work. Now, being of Yorkshire heritage and having Scottish blood, I don't want to buy one of them. I can't actually physically go out and buy one. I would have to order it, and I need it to work so I can finish the job what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make a tyre using something else that I saved. Because I throw nothing away. It's the blood. I can't help it. Let me show you. So, that's the old tyre, or what we left on the machine. So it looks like it were resin build up, and as it gets hot and cooler and in summer and stuff like that, I guess it's stuck to the blade or whatever, or you know, I'll have to look at cleaning top one with some turpentine, because that will dissolve that. But what I'm going to use is an inner tube. It looks about as thick as an inner tube. I'm going to try and make it and cut it, and I can't see where I am. Make it and cut it and fit it. I've got two types of glue, hopefully. I have super duper glue, and I also have some actual puncture repair glue, which I'm hoping will be best option because it's like contact adhesive. But I'll try both if I have to. I'll try the contact first. So the old inner tube, it's not quite as thick, but I could probably make it double. And what I'll have to do, I've just cut this a little bit large. It's a little bit longer than actual it needs to be. I want to make it a little bit smaller than it needs to be to stretch it over. I did find the old bike repair kit. I hope there's enough glue in there to do it, because what I'll do is I'll cut it on an angle like a scarf joint, giving the actual more length for the glue to stick to, and hopefully that'll make a stronger bond. So guys, I've split my inner tube down the middle to make it into one open flap, and I've just stapled it on ends onto this piece of wood. Reason being is that this piece of wood's grain is quite fine and quite close, because I want to cut it straight, and I'm going to use this bit of angle as my guide, and I'll use my old tyre, if you want, the old tyre as the width, to define the width. Just have to clamp that down. I was thinking about it, it is slightly, it's not twice as small, if you know what I mean. The actual inner tube is not half the width of the original tyre. So what I might end up doing is just putting a couple of runs of electrical tape around the wheel just to bring it up that little bit what it needs. It's only got to function, and if it doesn't, then I'll have to go out, I'll have to order one. But if I order one, then you know, it means the wife will have to wait. Because I mean, while I haven't got this, I'm not painting and caulking, and you know, that's devastating for me, not being able to paint and caulk. Because I love that. That should do me. And what I've got is one of these handy dandy little roller cutters. They're really useful. Now I need to show you, but I just wrapped that around the wheel and I've clamped it to where I need it to be. And like I said, I'm going to cut it on a slant, and that'll give me a bigger gluing area for the actual join, and fingers crossed that'll do it. Let me just check that again. Now I've put it down. So I also marked it this time. Upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing, and in the middle for fun, as they say. So what I want to do now is cut a slant across that, which might be the difficult bit, without cutting my fingers off. It's just basically working like a scarf joint, and if I cut them together at the same time, it can only match. Or as near as damn it. So, are you watching? Your eyes are better than mine. Right, let's see now. Just looking at this blade, look, that we're on it. That's what it stuck to it. Can't imagine how it's done that, so it must just be resin. I do cut quite a lot of pine on it, but you can see it's pretty well stuck on there. That's proper stuck on there, in fact. Too tight to buy another blade and all. It's that Scottish and Yorkshire blood. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a wipe with turpentine. See if that'll clean it up, because it is quite bunged up. Doesn't help with your cutting. That seems to be doing it. I'm not really too tight to buy new blades, but here they're expensive, these blades. They cost like $50 each, which is it's $50, you know what I mean? For a little blade like this. It's not like it's a massive machine. I probably could look online to see if they can get them cheaper, but then again, I'll still pay import on it. Charge you for everything here. I've even had to pay import tax on birthday presents for my kids, what people have sent me. Which that hurts. You know what I mean? You get sent a piece of, well, whatever people send you, then usually it costs more in import tax than what the actual present's worth. I'll keep on with that, you don't want to see that. Right then, let's have a look how this has worked out. Didn't. Bugger. Got glue coming out everywhere apart from out at spout. Oh. Great for sticking your eyes together. That might actually work. So that seems to have worked. It's not as lined up as it worked first time, but the crunching noise is the glue what I spilt. Because, you know, super glue goes everywhere apart from where you want it to go, especially if it's the thin sort. But I don't have any thicker, and I'm hoping I can get that on and stretch the bottom of it. Now, I tried it without the tape on it, and looking at that one and looking at that one, there's no difference in it. So I'll put the blade back on and give it a spin and see how it works, and then I can do some painting and shit. So let's give it a blast. Need a new insert. When I tried to take it off, I flipped it out and broke it. It was one I made, so it doesn't matter. I think I've got one somewhere. So that worked fine. Just need an insert now. A clean blade, and it cut quite nicely. It's dirty now, look, because of the blade. Been covered in turpentine and rubber, but now it works. It saved me, I don't know how much it'd cost, probably next to naught, but waiting, packing. I've got to go out tomorrow, and this is the second one of these for tyres that's broke. Same model, all exactly the same. They always go there, and they're not cheap. And what I have is that old power pack combination piece of road junk where the battery's gone. So I've cut this off that, which the actual fitting on that is a lot better than this crappy one. And I need to go out. I've got to pick some stuff up for the garden, some potting compost. But while I'm there at the hardware store, I'm going to buy a piece of tube that'll fit in that. I'll cut that off and join it to that. As I say, this is the second one. I tried to take the end off and they both snapped every time. So that's another little job that I've got to do. Another thing's just struck me, and now that works. I've got a lifetime supply of tyres for my bandsaw, and that warms my heart. So, like I said, being tight and helping me fix this helps me fix things, especially if I've got a life supply now of bands for my tyres for my bandsaw. But there's another story, the story of how copper wire was invented. There was a Yorkshireman like me and a Scottishman like one of my ancestors in a pub, and a penny rattled to the floor, and the Yorkshireman said, "Hey up, look at that, that's my penny, that is." And the Scottishman said, "Nay, you wee Yorkshire pudding, it's mine." And he grabbed the penny, and they both fought over the penny, and that's how copper wire were invented. True story, that. Anyway, if you like my tightness, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a thumbs down. And thanks for watching. Nice to be nice.